Have you ever felt so broken that it seems impossible to get out from under the weight of it? Like every step forward is a struggle, and the pain feels so overwhelming that you can't see any way out. I think we've all been there. Those moments when it feels like everything is falling apart, and no matter how hard we try, we just can't seem to put the pieces back together. But in every single one of those moments, God is right there, closer than you might realize. Even when it feels like He's far away, He's by your side, working in ways you can't yet see. You see, God chooses broken people, not because they're too weak or beyond repair, but because He sees something in us that we might not see in ourselves. Being broken isn't a sign of failure or weakness. It's an opportunity. It's an invitation for God to step in and do what only He can do, make us whole again. And the thing is, it's only when we're broken that we truly recognize how much we need Him, how much we depend on His grace and love to hold us together. When we feel like we're at the end of our rope, God is there, gently picking up the shattered pieces of our hearts and putting them back together in ways that we never could. And here's the beautiful part. He doesn't just fix us. He makes us better, stronger, more resilient. Every crack, every scar becomes part of a new, beautiful design that reflects His grace and power. Yes, we might break again. Life has a way of wearing us down, and we'll likely face more hard times. But every time we do, God is there, filling in those cracks with His abundant grace, making us more complete than we were before. It's in our brokenness that we experience His greatest healing. Right now, you might be feeling defeated, like your heart is in pieces, and nothing seems to make sense. But know this. Your brokenness isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning. God is closer than you think. He's walking with you, even in this pain, and He's working to mend what's broken. Every tear, every moment of doubt, every hurt you carry, He sees it, and He's holding you through it all. You are not alone in this. God is using your brokenness to create a masterpiece. What feels like the end to you is just the start of something new. Your pain is being transformed into strength. Your sorrow is being woven into joy. You may not see it now, but He is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. Someone who has been through the fire and comes out even more radiant. So, take heart. Trust the process, even when it's hard to understand. God is not finished with you yet. He is sculpting you into something more beautiful, more whole than you ever imagined. Your brokenness is not a mistake. It's part of the journey. And one day, you'll look back and see how every crack, every scar, was necessary to become the masterpiece He has always intended you to be. Remember, you are loved beyond measure. God is with you right now, in this very moment, and He's making all things new. Your brokenness isn't the end. It's just the beginning of a beautiful story that is still being written. Keep your faith, trust in His timing, and know that you are being shaped into something greater than you can ever imagine. Your best days are still ahead, and the beauty of who you're becoming is something the world has yet to see. Sometimes, life throws us a curveball, right? The blocked road, the missed opportunity, the heartbreak, the rejection. It's all so frustrating. When you're in the thick of it, it feels impossible to understand why things are going wrong, why the door slammed shut just when you thought everything was coming together. But here's something I want you to hold on to. All of that pain, all of those setbacks, they're happening for a reason. God is protecting you, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. I know that might sound strange, especially when everything feels like it's crumbling. But think about it. What if that rejection, that closed door, is God's way of steering you away from something that isn't meant for you? What if He's seeing dangers or heartaches down the road that you can't see right now? The thing is, God sees what we can't. His vision isn't limited to the present moment like ours is. He's looking at your entire journey, past, present, and future. We tend to get so caught up in the here and now, don't we? We see a missed opportunity and think it's the end of the world. But God sees beyond that. He knows what's coming, what's best for you in the long run. It's like when you're standing in a maze and all you can see are the walls around you. But God is looking down from above, guiding you away from dead ends and toward where you're really supposed to be. It's hard to trust that when you're in the middle of it. When things aren't going as planned, we want answers. We want to know why. But that's where faith comes in. It's about trusting that even when things don't make sense, God's got a bigger plan. He's not punishing you. He's preparing you. The closed door, maybe it's protecting you from something you weren't even aware of. The heartbreak, maybe it's clearing space for something better. The delay, maybe it's giving you the time you need to grow in ways you don't even realize yet. What hurts now won't hurt forever. I know it feels heavy, like the pain might never end, but this is temporary. One day, you'll look back and see how all the pieces fit together. You'll understand why the roadblocks had to happen, why the opportunities you thought you needed were actually stepping stones to something greater. You might even be thankful for the things that didn't work out, because they led you to where you were meant to be all along. But right now, in this moment, the only thing you have to do is trust. Trust that God sees the bigger picture, that He's guiding you even through the confusion and the pain. You don't need to understand everything right now. You just need to believe that He's working things out for your good. His plans are always better than ours, even when it doesn't feel like it. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the battles we're facing. The offense, the hurt, the wounds. They can feel so heavy, can't they? But here's the comforting truth. God already knows what you're going through. He sees every struggle, every tear, and every moment of doubt. Nothing is hidden from Him. When you're caught up in the pain, it can feel isolating, like no one understands what you're going through. But God does. He's not just aware of your circumstances. He's right there with you in the midst of it all. And you know what? He's watching not just to see what happens next, but to see how you respond to it all. He wants to see you turn those worries and fears into opportunities to trust Him more deeply. Think about it. Every time you face a challenge, it's like a chance to grow your faith. Instead of letting anxiety take over, you can choose to lean into God. It's a hard choice, I know, especially when the future feels uncertain and the weight of worry is pressing down on you. But here's the beautiful part. The future you're so concerned about, God is already there. He's ahead of you, preparing the way and ensuring that His faithfulness will shine through every situation. It's like standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down at the rocky path below, unsure of how to proceed. But God is there, telling you to take that step of faith. He knows what's waiting for you on the other side. It might be difficult to trust Him when everything feels chaotic, but His faithfulness is unwavering. He's proven it time and again throughout history and in our own lives. So, when you feel that worry creeping in, remind yourself that God has a plan. He's working things out for your good, even if you can't see it yet. Every worry you carry can become a stepping stone to a deeper trust in Him. Instead of letting your fears define you, use them as a catalyst for growth. And remember, you're not alone in this. God is not just an observer. He's an active participant in your life. He cares deeply about your pain and your journey. He wants to walk with you through the storm, helping you find peace, even when everything around you feels chaotic. The next time you find yourself wrestling with worry, take a deep breath and remind yourself, God knows. He sees your battles, and He's already there in your future. Trust Him with your heart and your circumstances. He's faithful, and He will carry you through. Each step you take in faith is a step closer to the abundant life He has promised you. You've got this, and God's got you. So, keep your head up. The blocked roads, the closed doors, the heartbreak, it's all part of the process. It might not make sense right now, but one day it will. And when it does, you'll see how God was protecting you, guiding you, and shaping you for something so much better than what you had in mind. You've just got to trust Him with the journey. If this message has motivated you today, feel free to comment, Amen. May God bless you abundantly.